Hey there guys, first of all, I want to make it clear that this device was sent to me by Pierre-Louis. I wasn't asked to give a review, but after having this device for just over a month, it's a great companion to have when you want a Game Boy style handheld gaming device, if you can ignore its only flaw. And also, I'll be giving this device away in a competition. Opening the Retrostone box, you should receive an instruction manual, the Retrostone itself, and an SD card, which you would need to load the Retro Orange Pi image to. So the Retrostone was built as the successor to its big brother, the Raspiboy, albeit a lot of distinct internal upgrades. The design looks a lot closer to a Game Boy, with 4 face buttons on the front, a D-pad, start and select, and 4 buttons at the back to act as your shoulder buttons, so this will be perfect for your PS1 library. The Retrostone has 4 full-size USBs, a full-size Ethernet port, a micro USB for charging, and LED indicators that indicate power, and surprisingly, an energy square foot wireless charging. It's definitely a great addition, but I doubt I'd get a wireless charge pad for it. But it's good to know that the option's there. The Retrostone uses a custom all-in-one board based on the Orange Pi, and not a Raspberry Pi. The performance has gotten a lot of upgrades compared to the Raspberry Pi Zero, and can handle a lot more 3D rendered games with ease. I will compare it to the performance of a Raspberry Pi 3, so it performs a lot better than the Raspiboy. The only one gripe I have with the Retrostone is the screen. I believe it's the same screen used by the Raspiboy. Unfortunately, I don't have the Raspiboy at hand as I gave it away in a competition, but it looks very similar to it. Playing games seem a little fuzzy, and it's very noticeable when viewing text on the screen. The other thing that I found frustrating, especially when filming this video, is there's a fault with the booting due to a resistor where I would find that I would have to turn off the Retrostone, remove the SD card and try and boot again, which was happening more than half the time from a fresh boot. And I only found this when I was filming this video. This was due to the first batch of the Retrostone, so later models should not have this issue. To fix it, open a Retrostone and navigate to resistor R23, which is right beside the SD card, and you could either connect the 2 sides of the pads together with the resistor intact, or remove the resistor and connect the pads together. After I did this, the Retrostone booted up first time, all the time. Aside from this, the Retrostone handles games great. The sound is loud and the buttons feel great. The Retro Orange Pi image comes pre-installed with a bunch of emulators, so no need to download a particular emulator. You simply drop the ROM in the correct folder and play. The easiest way to do this is by going into the desktop mode, accessed by the Retro Pi image. Make sure you've plugged in your USB stick with your ROMs and mouse, which makes things a lot easier. Once you're in, you should see a Linux Debian 8 version desktop. Simply navigate to a folder and put it one side, open another folder with your USB content the other side, open the location of the emulator, and all you have to do is drag the ROMs over to the emulator folder. Once you're done with that, restart the system and you should be able to see your games listed. To display the Retrostone on a HDMI TV, unfortunately it's not as easy as plugging in a HDMI cable from the Retrostone to the TV. To display the Retrostone to a TV, you will need to navigate to the Retro Pi menu select screen, Retro Orange Pi, then Bash Tool, then Run, then select HDMI video. To revert back to the Retrostone screen, select the same option, but this time select Default Analog Video NTC. Pierre has not forgotten about the reason why he started the whole project, and that is to mod. The Retrostone has added an extra 26 GPIO pins with built-in pull-up resistors, and the board has an extra 2 pads so you can increase the amount of buttons. So all you have to do is drill the holes in the casing. The Retrostone is a great achievement from its predecessor. The Retrostone not only has the ability to play games that the Raspiboy didn't, but it does one extra by allowing the users to customize the Retrostone how they see fit. As I said, the only flaw I could find was the screen, and as you'll be staring at this the whole time, I would have preferred a nicer screen. But for anyone looking for a portable retro gaming console, please do consider the Retrostone. Pierre has these available from his website, which I will leave in the description below. Again, I'll be giving this away hopefully before Christmas, so please do keep on the lookout for any announcements. Again, thanks again for watching, and if you haven't done so already, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers!